Ratings for Game 1 have got to be disappointing for Kat Engelbert and the WNBA front office. There were regular season games this season where Caitlin Clark drew more than 1.8 million viewers.
You know what's crazy? The WNBA was riding high with Caitlin Clark, seeing a 156% boost in attendance. But now, without her, playoff games can't even fill half the seats. Is this the end of the WNBA's golden era, or just the beginning of a new challenge? Let's talk about Clark for a second. This rookie came in and turned everything upside down. She's breaking records left and right, doing things no other rookie has ever done. And get this, she took the Indiana Fever from nobodies to playoff contenders just like that. It's like she waved a magic wand or something. But here's where it gets wild. Clark's exit from the playoffs isn't just about one player leaving. It's shaking up the entire league. Imagine this. A league that was on fire suddenly feels like someone threw a bucket of ice water on it. Stick around, because we're about to see if the WNBA can keep the magic going without its new superstar. You won't want to miss this.
However, I hope Kat Engelbert is ready for disappointment because there's a hell of a lot more of it on the way. There were 3 other games in the WNBA on Sunday night.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when nobody cared about women's basketball? Well, Caitlin Clark changed that game. But now she's gone and the numbers are telling a wild story. How wild? Let's just say the league went from sold-out arenas to crickets in record time. You won't believe the impact one player can have on an entire league. We're talking about games going from 1.8 million viewers to just 161,000.
Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light.
If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it!
Going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs.
That's not a typo, folks. It's like everybody just changed the channel at once. And it's not just TV ratings. The Indiana Fever went from being nobodies to suddenly packing 17,000 fans into their arena. The whole league saw attendance jump by 156%. That's insane. But here's the thing. Clark isn't just filling seats. She's rewriting the record books. This rookie is setting records left and right. She's the first rookie to do this, the first rookie to do that. It's like she's playing a different game altogether. Clark's got the most points by a point guard in a season, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, and she's the fastest player to reach 100 three-pointers in just 34 games. That's not just good, that's game-changing. And you know what's crazier? Clark's influence goes way beyond the court. She's become this cultural icon for women's basketball. People who never cared about the WNBA before are suddenly tuning in. It's like she waved a magic wand and made women's basketball must-see TV overnight.
It is safe to say, North America, that the Caitlin Clark effect has taken over the WNBA at this point.
Let's talk about what this means for the league. The WNBA isn't just a league anymore. With players like Clark, it's becoming a whole new ballgame. We're seeing a shift in how people view women's basketball. It's not just about the sport anymore. It's about the star power, the excitement, the cultural impact. But here's where it gets tricky. All these numbers, all this buzz, it's showing us something big. The WNBA has tasted what it's like to have a superstar, to be in the spotlight. But what happens when that spotlight dims? Can they keep the magic going without Clark on the court? Well, that spotlight didn't just dim. It went out like a blown fuse. The WNBA's post-Clark reality is hitting harder than a fast break. What if I told you the league's struggling to fill even half the seats they did before? It's like someone hit the emergency brake on all that momentum. You know how we were talking about those packed arenas and sky-high ratings? Well, buckle up because things have taken a wild turn. Without Clark on the court, it's like someone flipped a switch. Playoff games that used to be the hottest ticket in town are now playing to crickets. We're talking about arenas that can't even fill half their seats. It's not just a dip, it's a nosedive. And the TV ratings? Oh boy, they're dropping faster than a bad pass. It's like everyone decided to change the channel at the same time. The energy that Clark brought to the game? Gone. Poof, just like that. It's like watching a party where the guest of honor left early, and now everyone's checking their watches. But here's where it gets really interesting. The WNBA was already in a tough spot financially. They were losing about $10 million a season. Now, without Clark drawing in the crowds, that number could skyrocket. It's like trying to plug a leak with a sieve. The money's just pouring out. And get this, the league's marketing strategy is under fire. They had this superstar, this game-changing player, and what did they do? Barely any commercials, hardly any promotion. It's like they forgot to tell people about their best player. Can you imagine having a golden ticket and just forgetting to use it? So here's the million-dollar question. Did the WNBA put all its eggs in one basket? And if they did, what happens now that the basket's gone? It's not just about one player anymore. It's about the future of the entire league. You've got to wonder, is this just a temporary setback, or are we watching the WNBA's golden era come to an end? The league's facing a reality check, and it's a tough one. They've tasted success, seen what it's like to be in the spotlight. But keeping that momentum going, that's turning out to be harder than anyone expected. Imagine a WNBA where every player is a star, every game is must-see TV. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the kicker. It might be the only way for the league to survive. The WNBA is facing a major challenge now that Caitlin Clark's out of the playoffs. It's like they've lost their main attraction, and fans are disappearing faster than free pizza at a college party. Think about it. Half-empty arenas, viewers switching to other sports. It's like the WNBA is back to square one. But here's the thing. This isn't just a setback. It's a wake-up call. The league can't rely on just one superstar to keep the lights on. They need a whole constellation of stars. So what's the game plan? First off, they need to create stories for all their players, not just one. Think rivalries, team dramas, the whole 9 yards. It's about making every game feel like a must-watch event. You know how the NBA has the Celtics versus Lakers or LeBron versus Curry? The WNBA needs that kind of excitement in every matchup. But it's not just about the players on the court right now. The WNBA's got to think long-term. They can't just sit around waiting for the next Caitlin Clark to fall from the sky. They need to be out there finding and growing their stars. It's like planting a garden. You don't just wait for one flower to bloom, you nurture the whole patch. And let's talk about marketing for a second. The WNBA's got to step up its game. They had this amazing player in Clark, but did you see her face plastered all over billboards? Nope. It's like they forgot to tell everyone about their best player. That can't happen again. They need to shout from the rooftops about every exciting player, every thrilling game. Now, here's where it gets real. This isn't just about the WNBA, it's about the future of women's sports. And that future, it's in our hands as fans. We've got the power to shape what comes next. It's like we're all holding a piece of the puzzle, and together we can create something amazing. Think about it. Every time we tune in, every time we buy a ticket, we're sending a message. We're saying, hey, we want more of this. And that's how change happens. It's not just about one superstar, it's about building a league where every player has the chance to shine. So here's the million-dollar question. Can the WNBA survive without a superstar like Clark? The answer isn't simple, but it's exciting, because it's not about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about creating a league where every game is a must-watch, where every player has a story worth following. All right, let's talk about the future of women's basketball. The WNBA's got talent, no doubt, but relying on just one superstar? That's not gonna cut it. They need a whole team of stars to light up the court. Here's the thing. The league's losing money, about $10 million a season. That's rough, but there's hope. They've got a strong rookie class coming in, and that's their chance to turn things around. They need to build new fan bases, create some juicy rivalries, and make every game feel like a must-watch event. But here's where you come in. The future of women's sports, it's in our hands. Every time you tune in, every ticket you buy, you're sending a message. You're saying, we want more of this. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to show up and help build something bigger? Because this isn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore. It's about all of us.